Book That Commercial. My name is Akia, and today is going to be another story time. Okay, so today's story time, I'm going to talk about my two or three submission report stories, okay? So for those of you who don't know, a submission report is a report that your representation they have in their possession. So every time they submit you to an acting job, okay, they keep a log of all the projects that they submit you to, okay? So that's called a submission report. And I think that they must have some sort of like software program, because when it's sent to you, it's sent in like an Excel format. Like you could tell it comes from a software program. So probably, they submit you to this project, and it's almost like the way that it looks similar to like an audition tracker. Like if you as an actor, or actors that keep an audition tracker. So submission report. Okay, so a submission report is something that you would request from your representation, okay? Or you could request, okay? Now that submission report lists all of the projects that they have submitted you to, okay? Now, reasons an actor would request a submission report from their agent and or manager, it could be a multitude of reasons. It could be I'm speaking for me, because this is my personal experience. These are the reasons why I have requested a submission report, okay? First submission report that I requested was from my manager back in New York, and this had to be, I don't know, maybe about in 2000. Let's see, I signed with her in 2015. So maybe like 2017. So I think like 2017 was like a slow year for me. Yeah. So I think in 2017, I requested a submissions report, okay? Now, when I requested a submission report from her, it was a dry spell for me. So I wanted to just see what casting directors she was submitting me to that I was not getting an audition from. So those are the casting directors that I could then create a list. These are the people that I need to target. I need to figure out a way to get on their radar. Do they have classes? Do they have workshops? Are they doing seminars? Are they at networking events? Can I connect with them on social media? So it was basically for me to create a list, to look at all of the people that I was not auditioning for, and then for me to come up with a strategy or a gameplay to see how I can get on their radar. So that's the first reason why I ever requested a submissions report, okay? She gave me the submissions report, and the thing was like 30 pages long, which it made sense, because with this specific manager that I had, I was booking a lot, I was auditioning a lot, so I assumed all submission reports are like 20, 30 pages, Okay. So from that submission report, I was able to go through and see that, there were certain casting directors that she was submitting me to multiple times, and I had never auditioned for them. So those are the people that I need to figure out, how can I get in front of them? How can I get on their radar? How can I start to build my own relationship with them? Okay. So that's my number one main reason why I did it. Now, fast forward. Okay. Because, I've been through a few reps, not a lot, but the average actor, may go through, 3 or 4 agents and or managers, depending on, what you're doing, theater, television, film, commercials, depending on what market you're in. Things happen, relationships change, people change, your goals change. It's a multitude of reasons why people get multiple representation or go through multiple representation throughout the years, okay? So I have had a total in my acting career life so far. I freelanced with a few people. I've had a manager that I was on contract with, and I've had 3, 4 agents in total that I've been on contract with, okay? Now, 5 agents. Now, the second time that I requested a submission report was here in the Southeast, because No, the second time was in New York. I was kind of like freelancing with this television and film agent. I was referred to her from my manager. She was looking for people to represent, okay? She was a new agent. She was not really established, didn't really have the relationships, okay? I accepted because I didn't have an agent that was specifically television and film. My manager was submitting me for everything. So I'm like, hey, it's not going to hurt to have somebody else on my team that can, you know, open up more doors, present more opportunities to me and stuff like that. And at the time, I did not realize that she was not established. She did not have the relationships, okay? So halfway through that relationship, I want to say maybe coming into a year into it, like a little bit before a year, 8-9 months, when I was like, I'm not really getting any auditions from this woman. I asked her for a submission report because I wanted to see, you know, what she was doing. And so I asked for the submission report. When I got the submission report back, I was like blown away because it wasn't the 20 or 30 pages like my manager's submission report was. It was only a few pages. I think it was less. I don't want to say it was a few pages. It was like maybe 5 to 10 pages, maybe 5 to 10. I can't remember, 5 to 10 pages. But all I remember is looking at everything that she was submitting me for, and it just did not make sense why she was submitting me for these large roles. I can't, at the level that I was then, I would not be able to compete with the people that are going up for this. Like at that time, she was submitting me for like guest star, series regular, and I wasn't even at that level yet. So now I'm looking at the submission report. I'm like, oh, that's why I'm not getting any auditions because like in, you know, the roles that she was submitting me for didn't really align with my type. So I was like, oh, then that's when I realized, you know, she's new. She's trying to get established and get experience in being an agent. She came from an agency that was not really a great agency. And she just didn't have the connections. She didn't have the relationships. And so basically we cut ties, okay? Now, the next time that I asked for a submission report was here in the Southeast, okay? My very first agent here in the Southeast, I'm not going to give their name. I signed with them the first year that I moved down here, a few months after I moved down here, and I thought that that was going to be a very fruitful partnership because, you know, the meeting was great and I'd heard great things about her. And I see that her people are working, just not in Atlanta. Okay, so anyway, I went into that partnership, you know, thinking that it would be fruitful and abundant, and like, yes, I can finally, get the ball running here in the Southeast. Okay, and then months and months and months and months go by, and I'm like, at the 8-month mark, I've only gotten 2 auditions. That's weird. That's never happened to me. Like every agent and or manager, whether it's freelance or somebody that I'm on contract with, as soon as I sign with them, literally a week or 2 weeks later, I'm auditioning. So this was very not normal for me. And I had to say to myself, okay, you're in a brand new market. Maybe this is how things work down here. Okay, things are a little bit slower down here. Maybe, whatever she's doing behind the scenes, she's getting me acclimated and, I don't know. But anyway, 8 months, 9 months, I said, hi, can you please send me a submissions report? Child, when she sent me that submission report, I said, oh, no wonder why I'm not getting auditions, because you're barely submitting me. Like, I think within like a 2 to 3 month span, I was only submitted like 10, 15, maybe 20 times. That submission report was so small. I was like, oh. So that was my red flag, and that was my aha moment that I needed to get out of that partnership, because it just wasn't the right partnership for me. Because I'm hustling on my end. I'm on Actors Access every day, casting networks. I'm doing what I need to do, updating my marketing materials, making sure everything is like, I'm on top of my business. And to see somebody that's supposed to be my partner, they're not grinding and hustling as hard as I am for my career, then that's not a good partnership for me personally. I need somebody who is also a hustler, has that hustler mentality, who is submitting me every day on a weekly basis, who is picking up the phone and calling, pitching, submitting me. Like, auditions need to be coming in. Like, that's what I'm used to. That's what I'm used to. And that's a sign for me that this is a good partnership. Okay, because we're on the same road. Okay, that mindset is we're here. We here. Okay, and things are coming in. So when I saw that submission report, I saw how small it was. I said, "Oh my God, oh my God." So I had to cut that loose. Then right after that, and I hope that this is on. Then right after that, I wound up signing with another agency, which was really an unestablished agency that was here in the Southeast, and they're actually no longer in service at all. They were supposed to be an LA-based talent agency, but then they opened up an office here like 3 or 4 years before I got here. And I was doing my research online. Things didn't really look too good, okay? Things didn't really look too good, but I said, hey, what the hell do I have to lose? Because I don't have any representation. And down here in Atlanta in the Southeast, you need an agent. I'm just going to put it out there. You need an agent down here, okay? And I knew that if I didn't have representation, I was missing out on a whole slew of opportunities. Okay, I didn't have access to a lot of opportunities. I was not going to be able to be on the radar and get in front of these casting directors for television, film, and commercials, because you need an agent down here, okay, to really be playing the game, to really be in the game, okay? And so I said, well, at least I just need somebody to submit me. So I had a conversation with the owner. And it was I was on the phone with this guy for like almost an hour and a half. And that was my first red flag. Well, not the first red flag was me doing the research. And I found like 3 people that I had mutual friends or like knew that have been associated with this agency and or were with this agency before. And one person was like, oh yeah, I get auditions and stuff like that. And the other 2 were like, no, it wasn't really looking too good. But I was like, something is better than nothing. That was my mentality. Like, I don't want to be out here with nobody, And then I was on the phone with that guy for an hour and a half. Really, really nice guy. Really nice guy. But I just knew, me being on the phone for an hour and a half, that is another red flag to me. Anytime somebody has to talk a lot about something, it usually is it's always a red flag. Let's just put it that way. Okay. So that was my second red flag. So I signed with them literally 2 weeks before the pandemic hit, the first week of March. I'm like, yes, got me an agent. I'm about to be out here auditioning, getting submitted. Literally a week and a half later, everything shuts down. Coronavirus takes over the United States. So literally, as soon as I signed that new agency, the United States, the world really shut down. And so I think I must have got like 1 or 2 auditions from them throughout towards the end of the summer. And I was just like, this. Then I started doing more research and seeing things. I'm like, this is something ain't right here. Something right here. And I saw like the owner, or not even the owner, but the president, the guy that I had met with. Again, he's a really nice guy. There's nothing against him, but I noticed that he was on social media a lot, posting a lot on social media. I'm like, how are you posting you're on social media all day, you're on social media a lot, but I'm not receiving any auditions? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's weird. Like, if you have an agent or a manager, they're on social media all day doing things, showing you this, showing you that. And then I'm like, look, I'm opening up my laptop, checking my phone. No auditions are coming. So to me, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? That's weird. Agents and managers, they don't really have time to be on social media all day long, putting up stuff, showing their house, their cats, this and that, because they're submitting and pitching and making phone calls and, like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, that was another red flag. I was like, So yeah, I was like, I gotta get out of this partnership. This is not, I started just seeing things like, you know, doing more research. I'm like, yeah, this is not it. I gotta get out of this. So I asked him for a submission report. And honey, when I saw that submission report, it was similar to the submission report from the first agency down here. It was very thin. It was very bare bones. And that was another red flag. That tells me everything I need to know. If you ain't really submit me, you ain't really working. That's not working for me. Maybe it works for some other actors. They don't like to be submitted every once in a while, every once in a blue moon. They're okay with an audition here or there, one audition every 6 months. That's some people are okay with that. That's not how. I'm a Yankee. I'm a girl from the North. We're fat. We're fat. Like boom boom. Let's go. Ambitious, determined, focused, driven, hustling, grinding. Let's get it. Okay. Especially if I'm over here doing that every day, and then I got like representation that's like not doing what I'm doing every day. Like that's not a good match. So I had to let that situation go too. I was like, this ain't a good situation. And again, these are all like, it's all like dating. It's all like relationships, you know, trial period, you got on some dates. It doesn't work. You move on. There's more fish in the sea. There's more, you know, people out there that are more aligned with your vision, your goal, your purpose. They, you know, you just literally have to just have patience and really believe that, you know what, I am going to be in a partnership with a great agent, with a great manager, that we have similar visions. Okay. We have similar goals for my career. Okay. They're hardworking just like I'm hardworking. They have those established connections. I have established connections. I'm continuing to establish and connect as my career expands, and they're doing the same thing too. So after I let that situation go, I was like, I have got to stop playing these games. Like, I need to get with a credible, legit agency. How do I do that? Okay. So then I wind up taking a 4-week challenge at Get Seen Studios. They have it once a year. And I highly recommend, if you're looking for an agent in the Southeast, that you take that class. Or hell, not even in the Southeast, but like if you're just looking for an agent in general, it's really good information, but specifically for the Southeast. I was able to attract the attention of 2 of the top agencies here in Atlanta and ultimately signing with one of them. And now I haven't even thought about asking my agency for a submission report, because the amount of auditions I get on a weekly basis, I mean, my head is spinning. So I know they are submitting me, like, and without a doubt. It is a fact, okay? They are submitting me. They are working, okay? Because like theatrically and commercially, like they're on it, okay? So I'm good right now. So, but anyway, those are just some of my submission report stories. And you know, a lot of agents get offended, or I should say reps, agents and our managers, they do get offended. I've heard, if you ask for a submission report. And I guess it's all about how you go about it. But yeah, I have heard stories where reps from other actor friends, where their reps were highly offended that they asked for a submission report. So I've never had that experience. You know, my reps have never gotten an attitude or anything like that. But I have heard from a few people that reps can, like, because I guess they feel like you're trying to check them, you're trying to check their work, you're trying to like monitor them, micromanage them, making sure that they're doing their job. I mean, which maybe some actors do that. That's why they're requesting, because they are doing that. But I feel like for the most part, I feel like most actors are genuinely, you know, asking to really, you know, kind of see like, what casting directors do I need to be targeting? Who do I need to like really get in front of, you know? And then there's people like me who I knew there were no auditions coming through. So yes, I am trying to see, is it you or is it me? And it's you. It's probably a little bit of me too, because I'm new to I'm new to the market. Maybe my headshot wasn't popping. I don't know what it was, but those two that I was with before, I was barely getting any. And then when I looked at the submission report, it was because they're not really submitting me. It's a numbers game. But now, as soon as I sign with somebody else that is a credible and established and has the relationships, as soon as I sign with them, that within 2 weeks, I've been auditioning. And I have not stopped auditioning for a year. So, yeah. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed story time today. That is my submission report story, or my submission report stories, because it's multiple stories. And so have you ever asked for a submission report? Did your reps, get an attitude? How do they feel about it? How do you feel about submission reports? Do you think the actor should ask for them? And do you think that they're helpful? Do you think that we should ask for them so that we can kind of, work on our own strategy or game plan to help us, excel in our career, and network, So I hope you have a fabulous day. Head over to book.commercial.com. I have freebies. I have merch. I'm a commercial audition coach. If you need help with your commercial audition, you know where to find me. All right. Until next time. Bye.